Do you guys remember?
Today, we celebrate the anniversary of the platform unification directives. For years, they have given us their songs, their labor, their dreams. In exchange, we have taken our tribute, our profits, our control. This power is ours and ours alone. We shall prevail.
Ignoring the fact that it's a very blatant ripoff to that one 1984 animation, actually painstakingly named itself 1980 Fortnite, almost vomited in my mouth a little bit. It's actually a reference to a lawsuit that happened between Apple and Epic Games just a year or two ago. You know how you can't play Fortnite on your phone? If you've ever tried to get it on the App Store, you realize it's not there, it's missing. Like Gary from that one SpongeBob movie. It's actually because Epic Games got angry because Apple has such a large fee on people who purchase things in app stores. It's actually around like 30%. And so what happened was they went to court with Apple and ended up losing because the court realized Epic Games is just being greedy. They're like, oh, this 30% fee, but all the people buying V-Bucks, we're going to lose like billions of dollars. And the court's like, dang, hope, I guess. And so they lost that lawsuit. However, that is not the end of things, and that's the reason I'm throwing this video together today, because Epic Games came back with a round 2 smackdown coming up against Google. However, things have turned out differently for the Fortnite Titan this time, and I wanted to dig into it in a video because this actually exposed some insane secrets going on behind the scenes that Google has been doing. By the way, before we get any further into this, I just want to clarify something really quickly. I'm not a lawyer. I don't even have a law degree. I'm not legal eagle. I'm just a silly little YouTuber that you can perchance subscribe to that found an interesting topic and wanted to share it with you guys. So if I get something wrong, yell at me in the comments. I'm willing to accept criticism. I want to learn just as much as you guys. But without further ado, let's get into this because I was more shocked than I expected myself to be. So starting things off, one of the big things people noticed is that Google is terrified of Epic Games. Epic Games is the boogeyman under Google's bed because apparently the inner talkings in Google's company suspected that if Epic Games were to come forward with this lawsuit asking for less than a 30% fee with in-app purchases, they suspected that upwards of 100% of other top game developers would step forward and do the exact same thing. So what they did was they threw together 3 big projects to try and combat that, because if that were to happen, they'd lose upwards of $2 billion a year, and so they put $1.7 billion into 3 small projects that would stop this. Those 3 projects are called Project Hug, Project Banyon, and Project Electra. Project Hug is the first one, and it's actually masked as the thing called Google Games Velocity Program. It's where they take the huge amount of money that they saved up and invested it in all of the biggest game companies to try and gain their favor, essentially. Make it be like, oh, guys, we just sent you so much money, you don't want to go make your own app stores now, so you don't have to pay a fee. Like, you don't want to do that, right? That would be weird. And the companies they invested in are game companies like, oh, you might know a few of these, right? Activision, Aniplex, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Blizzard, Com2 US, don't know what that is, EA, King, I didn't know Martin Luther was in the game creation, Mixi, Niantic, NCSoft, Netmarble, NetEase, Nexon, Nintendo, I don't even know why they accepted it, Pearl Abyss, the Pokemon Company, Riot, Square Enix, Supercell, Tencent, and Ubisoft. Those were their targets. 20 of them accepted this deal. The only one that I saw didn't in the different various papers was Supercell. Clash of Clans is too much of a bad bitch to accept anything like that. They are too powerful for Google. I'm just mainly shocked that Nintendo said yes. Nintendo doesn't say yes to anything. They can barely accept the fact that their music should be used outside of their own games. I think that's insane. But, of course, moving forward with the case, Epic Games tried to prove that this was some sort of blocking or bribery, but couldn't because technically they never said that the other games can't make various other app stores. They just didn't after this deal went through. So it's like more of an under-the-table thing, nothing official. So nothing can be proved in that case. However, these next projects are just as strange. The next one being Project Banyon. Project Banyon, dude. Okay, so on Android phone, supposedly, I don't have an Android phone, there are 2 different stores you can buy from that are the big titans. There's the Google Play Store and the Galaxy Store. Those are the 2 big boys you go to if you ever want to get Flappy Bird or something. But you can't, because it's off the App Store now. What are you thinking? So, what happened was, apparently, with Project Banyon, Google planned to acquire the Galaxy Store and use it as a puppet store, essentially making it so that if you were thinking, oh, where am I buying? Am I going to Walmart or Target? Except the fact that Walmart would have been owning Target the entire time. It's like that, except with Google Play and Galaxy. Essentially creating a false choice where regardless of where you go, you're still giving Google money. Just another situation of Google siphoning you for every dollar you get. However, this attempt also fell through miserably. Not in the court case, though. This is actually something that fell through for Google, because Samsung realized that half of all the income Google makes through the Google Play Store is through Android, and so Samsung's like, no, I know what you're trying to do. I'm not going to accept this deal. And they gave him a counteroffer, which Google was like, whatever, I didn't want your stupid Galaxy Store anyway. Get out of here, you freak. And then they just canceled the deal. So Project Banyon ended up falling through. But it's crazy that they tried to plan it in the first place. And then the last project, and this is the one that's the most damning. This is the one that makes Google actually look like a goddamn, like little Satan horns, like wearing a little headpiece. And it's Project Electra. Project Electra was actually a plan for Google to buy out as much stock as possible in Epic Games to make it so that they could sway the opinion of Epic Games. Which, of course, fell through miserably when they realized that the CEO, Tim Sweeney, that's his name, has most of the stock in the company, so no one else can buy stock. Good on you, Tim. I don't know how Epic Games has managed to become so bulletproof when it comes to this. By the way, I'm not here to be an Epic Games, I'm not, doing tricks on it right now. Epic Games is not a good company either. In fact, this entire court case, technically, it's a greed versus greed situation. It's Epic Games being like, I don't want to pay a fee, and Google being like, I want you to pay a fee. So, overall, there isn't really a good guy here. However, shouting at Google for doing illegal things is always fun. But of course, let's take those projects, box them up, throw them somewhere else, because we have more to talk about with this court case, because of course there's more. There's the whole thing where, so all these game developers have to pay a 30% fee for in-game, in-app purchases. We've had this nailed into your head so far in this only few minutes we've been watching this video. Well, apparently, some apps have gotten deals to not have to do that. There was, a good example was Spotify. Spotify, the music app that all of you probably use, had to pay a staggering 0%. They had to pay nothing. There was no fee on the Google Play Store. And the reasoning was literally nothing. There wasn't really a reason aside from the fact that I think Google and Spotify have comeuppets. They're kind of chill AF. They'd be chilling on the couch on Sundays. And the other one being Netflix, where instead of a 30% fee, they had to pay a 10% fee. I assume maybe it's just Google and Netflix being chill AF, just bros. They'd be dapping it up on a Sunday. I think they're just chill. And so that, of course, opens it up to the whole idea that those were apparently behind the scenes in secret, because if other apps were to learn about it, they'd be like, where's mine? But Google, I thought we were cool. We were just hanging out on Thursday. What are you doing with Netflix? Are you cheating on me? It's a situation like that. And, of course, they literally say in the courtroom, here's a quote, "I don't know if ensuring fairness is part of my job. I never thought of it that way." They're just like, okay, well, we're chill with Spotify. I don't really care if you are hurt. Pay a 30% fee. Money, please. Fee. And there were other apps that also had fees that were much less than 30%. I know Tinder had another 10% fee. And of course, a lot of this is harmless. It's essentially just companies being like, I'll scratch my back, or I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine type thing. They're working together in conjunction. Probably both of them get benefits. But it creates this terrible environment, because imagine you're a small developer trying to create a music app for yourself, and you have to compete with these massive, already defined corporations who also are paying less to keep their corporation running. It creates this terrible monopoly almost to an extent over all these little micro businesses, alongside Google trying to keep a monopoly over app stores in itself. There were, of course, some other things Epic brought forward that kind of just fell into the floor. There were just nothing burgers. Epic Games tried to say that Google and Apple were working in conjunction to try and create two different separate monopolies on their various phones, which completely fell through because it actually was just a rumor heard from a second-hand source about a meeting between the owner of Google and the owner of Apple that happened one time in 2017. So it's really nothing. I don't think they were actually planning anything or scheming. I think they were just chill, brah, hanging out, having a nice conversation. I think that's all that was. But of course, Epic Games isn't exactly a squeaky clean boy themselves. They ain't fresh out the shower, because they were caught sending $100,000 to a consultant to set up a group called the Coalition for App Fairness, which was solely created by Epic, essentially. The consultant was the only founding member, and it was a lobbying group made to essentially pay off people to get what they want. Great look for Epic. Really awesome stuff, but not necessarily as bad as what Google did, which was inject a hostile bug into Fortnite that would essentially make the user's information at risk. And I think their intent was to make Epic Games look like it was a vulnerable app and not a safe thing to download on your phones. But it only bolstered Epic Games because they fixed the bug in less than a day. I don't know how they goddamn did that, but that was impressive. And it pisses me off rooting for Epic Games because I know for a fact that Epic Games is doing this out of greed. They're strictly doing this out of greed. I know that Tim Sweeney said that, like, they like to call out the big guy. They like to get the bullies out of the way. The bullies being an app making you pay a fee to use their app. It's Epic Games being greedy because V-Bucks make them so much money, so the amount of money being taken from them is probably more than they like. Which is annoying because I feel like they could have just used that lobbying group to ask for a less of a percentage to pay on the Google Play Store, but whatever. I guess we had to take it to court, which was a good thing because we got to see all the bad things Google's been doing behind the scenes as well. And today, as of me recording this, 12/13/2023, the verdict has come out. And across the board, there have been checks for yes, Google has been making a monopoly this entire time. It's gone across the board. They've went past start, collected $200. They've done it all. And they're in trouble for that. And so now they've opened up the door for possible new game stores releasing on Android phones. Things like the Xbox Game Store and things that would allow people to purchase games not just on Google Play or the Galaxy Store. And on Twitter, someone brought up a good point saying, I hope that Epic Games works in conjunction with Xbox or maybe makes an Epic Games Store themselves on Androids, to which Tim Sweeney, the owner of Epic, said, we'll compete and we'll also put Fortnite on any serious store that gives any developer an awesome deal. Steam, Microsoft, One Store, anyone gives all developers an awesome deal, we'll support you. The end of these 30% fees is near. So essentially, that means there is a theory that Epic Games might come to, or not Epic Games, Fortnite might come to Steam. You might see Fortnite on Steam sometime soon, which has released an array of memes across the entirety of Twitter of people being like, Epic Games watching 98% of their Epic Games launcher user base vanish the instant Fortnite releases on Steam. Alan Wake 2 single-handedly keeping Epic Games Store alive once they put Fortnite on Steam. I can install the Epic Games Store! Things like that. These people being hyped, and I think that's hilarious because I don't think they realize what they've just opened. That can of worms is going to really hurt them. But of course, that's all the information I have on this situation now. This is Jedi. I'm talking in my YouTuber voice now, so he's probably going to leave because he gets very scared by it. But I don't really think there's much else to take from this. If there is something I missed or a detail that I got wrong, let me know in the comments below because I'd love to know. Of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Oh, you going somewhere, Jedi? Oh, you're just going to... I'll see you next time. Don't forget to stick around for the song of the day. I'm going to give you guys Take My Breath by The Weeknd, the same way this cat is taking my breath away with the hair in my mouth. But thank you guys. Stick around for more. Like the video if you haven't. And as always, adios, arrivederci, goodbye, good night. And yeah, rip Epic Games if they go to Steam. That would be a goddamn mess.